I just did my review for Jurassic World Rebirth, and it is a bad movie. Very bad movie. This is the worst Jurassic Park film. Debatable. There might be a film or two I think is worse, but it's still a really bad movie. And overall, sadly, this franchise has more bad films than good. I think it really only has truly one good movie, right? Which also happens to be one of my favorite movies of all time. It's in my top 10 list, and I'll let you know what that movie is in just a bit. But I thought, you know what? Since I have now seen all 7 Jurassic Park movies, I can go ahead and do a definitive ranking list. No, not the definitive ranking of the Jurassic Park franchise. And yes, I'm calling Jurassic Park, not goddamn Jurassic World, okay? It was Jurassic Park before it was World, goddamn it, okay? Back when I was a kid. So I mean, to start off, we're gonna start from worst to best, Chad. We're gonna, I guess, worst to best. We're gonna keep going up, and it only gets better as we go along. And at number 7 comes as no surprise, Jurassic World Dominion. Yes, I still think Jurassic World Dominion is the worst entry in this franchise. Of course, directed by Colin Trevorrow, who also directed Jurassic World. More on that in just a bit. This movie is terrible because it doesn't even do what Fallen Kingdom at least initially set up, but it could have been interesting, where it's like, okay, dinosaurs are finally on the mainland. Like, oh, that's great. So how's that going to work out? Is it going to destroy the flora and fauna of our world? Is it going to bring countries down? You know, it's going to be like post-apocalyptic. Like, that's a cool idea. No, it's not about that, because in the last 5 years, humans and dinosaurs, we're just arm in arm. We just kind of get along. Maybe there's been like 35, 40 related human deaths to dinosaurs over the last, few years. But, we just figured it out, which is so lame and so lazy and so incredibly frustrating. Really, the whole movie is essentially about grasshoppers, crickets, locusts that are being used to destabilize food supplies. Essentially, Dotson's here. Nobody cares. Who was a character from the original Jurassic Park that worked for a rival company that was trying to steal the embryos and the dino DNA using Dennis Nedry, who caused a lot of the misfortune in the first movie. He is now essentially a completely different person, different actor. Different character. He's essentially like Tim Cook from Apple. And he's like, yeah, I want to use locusts to control food. Right? You have that. And, corporate conspiracies and everything. And we managed to wrangle up both the modern cast of Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard and her big butt, and the clone girl from the last movie, and they're their own little weird family now. And they also got Blue the raptor, and she's a mama. She's got a baby dinosaur, and there's something to do with, I don't remember what the part of the movie had to do with that. We got to get the baby back. I don't know. But then you also have the legacy cast. You have the return of Sam Neill and Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum, who played those characters that we love from the original film, and they do absolutely fuck all with them. They're like, we don't know. We don't know what to do with them. It's just like, they're just there to be like, so the audience can look at them and go, yay, when they see them, but they don't do nothing with them. It's so disappointing. Really, all the dinosaur stuff I think is very lame and uninteresting. Colin Trevorrow hyped up this one dinosaur as the Giganosaurus, the Giganosaurus, I don't know what it's called, which was the largest, terrestrial carnivore ever, apparently, allegedly. And he described it as the Joker of dinosaurs. Just wants to watch the world burn. I'm like, I don't know what that means. What do you mean? What do you mean he's the Joker of dinosaurs? He's the Jokosaurus? And it's just such a PR corporate thing to say that he was probably told to say. It was just so stupid and so lame. It's a really bad movie. There's like not a single scene in this film. Like there's one scene where honestly, kind of underrated. They have a blind dinosaur, this big giant bird blind dinosaur, which is kind of cool and creepy. And it starts preying on Bryce Dallas Howard, which I like that scene. Everything else is terrible in this film. It's a wretched movie. And also, it was I think this movie came out in 2022. Yes, 2022. I think it was my worst movie of that year. It was so bad. I think for a lot of people, this is their worst of the Jurassic Park franchise. But moving on, chat. We're getting a little bit better maybe. And number 6, chat. It's a movie I just saw. Jurassic World Rebirth, or Afterbirth, as I would call it. This is the start of a new Jurassic trilogy or franchise. I really don't know. Of course, directed by Gareth Edwards, written by David Koepp, who co-wrote the original Jurassic Park and the Lost World. And yeah, this movie is devoid of any originality. It's a Frankenstein abomination of all the previous scenes and sequences from the previous Jurassic Park films, specifically the first one, the third one, and also a little bit of Jurassic World. It's like we're going to literally repeat entire scenes from the first movie. It's kind of going to have like a B monster horror vibe like the third one, except it's an hour longer with more uninteresting characters that have no depth. Either they have no depth or they're just annoying. And also we're going to bring in the mutant dinosaurs from the World Series, and they do fuck all with them. They have dragons now, essentially, flying velociraptors, and they're lame. And then you have the Derposaurus Rex, who is just... He's just a big dumb derpy boy, Chad. Again, the lights are on, but no one's home. It also has an egregious amount of product placement, easily the most in the entire franchise. I mean, the star of the movie is not Scarlett Johansson or Mahershala Ali. It's Twizzlers, it's Cheetos, it's Mountain Dew, it's Snickers, who has a big role. Snickers causes more destruction in this movie than any dinosaur or any person before it. It's a wretched fucking film. It's fresh. It's very fresh in my mind. Really, really despise it. Really, really hate it. And again, just proves that Gareth Edwards is such a hack of a filmmaker. Moving on, which was formerly, I thought, the second worst, and maybe I'll go back and forth, but it's not a very good movie. I have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, directed by J.A. Bayona. He's a horror filmmaker, and this is just a continuation of the Jurassic World series, where the decision was made, like, all right, like, we had the whole concept of what if Jurassic Park, like, worked in Jurassic World, which is an interesting idea. What do we do now? It's like, because we have these characters who aren't really interesting. Really, the only one that shows any evolution in the series is Bryce Dallas Howard. Like, she actually is not that she has, like, character growth. She's just, like, a different person in every movie. In the first Jurassic World, she's essentially, like, you know, like a corporate, you know, ice queen, got a big old pole shoved up that ass, chat. Here, she's like an eco-terrorist. She's an eco-terrorist, and she's a lot thicker now, which I do appreciate that. That's one of the things I like. But it's essentially an environmental disaster movie where John Hammond spared no expense. He decided to build Jurassic Park on an active volcano, which I think that was a big mistake. I don't know why they thought that was... I mean, again, one could argue that making a theme park filled to the brim with dinosaurs is a huge mistake. So, as we all know, John Hammond doesn't make very good decisions. Not really great at that. But part of the movie is like, we gotta evacuate the dinosaurs, we gotta save them for some reason, because we're gonna like sell them on the black market, I guess. That's what we're doing. And then the next half of the film is essentially a haunted house movie with a mutated raptor, and I think they call it the indoor. Oh, it's why they call it the indoor raptor, chat, because it's indoors for most of the film. They also have a clone girl who is one of the worst characters in the franchise, which is saying something. And she, you know, is cloned or whatever. And I also thought she was like a dino hybrid. I like to think that she's a dino human hybrid, because that was a concept they originally wanted to explore in the series, and perhaps they still will. But at the end of the movie, she releases all the dinosaurs because they're like me, they're clones or whatever, and they run rampant across the continental United States, causing huge destruction, as we obviously see in Dominion. Not really, though. It's a terrible movie. It's really dumb, filled with annoying characters, from the past, annoying characters introduced in the film itself. If it has a couple of good moments, again, the Brachiosaurus that's trying its best to get to that fucking boat, like, wait for me. Then I felt something. In that scene, as that thing was overcome by molten ash. I like that scene. I like what it promised at the ending, but obviously wasn't fulfilled. And again, Bryce Dallas Howard looks fucking great. She looks really good, Jeff. So yeah, it's that one. It's number 5. Number 4, I have The Lost World, the original sequel to Jurassic Park, which might be a hot take, might be controversial, and I think maybe for a lot of people they would have this as like their second or third. But for me, the last time I watched this movie was when I did my spoiler reviews for them, my scene by scene breakdowns, and this movie's just really bad. One, because it was made with no sense of creativity, in my opinion. Like, literally, like, Michael Crichton, like, of course he's no longer with us, but he came out and said, like, yeah, they just wanted me to do a sequel, do a book, and then do the movie and everything, and so he just threw this half-ass thing together, and it feels that way. Like, the characters are thin, even though you bring back legacy characters like Dr. Ian Malcolm. a wonderful character, but not exactly a lead for the movie. And you just surround him with a bunch of like really despicable people who you just don't really enjoy being around. There is some great sequences in this film. The whole scene on the bus, I think, is very well done. I really like that. And the opening with the little girl being eaten by the chompies was really cool. And there's some good ideas all here. And even the idea of a T-Rex in the mainland, it's like, oh, that's cool. But it's done in such it's funny enough in a Spielbergian way where he doesn't commit all the way through it, making that truly terrifying and devastating. It's like, I was like, oh my God, like the amount of destruction the thing would cause. It's like, nah, it just eats a neighbor's dog. It's like, that's kind of lame. And, you do have, like, some standouts in the cast, like Pete Postlethwaite. He's actually really good as kind of, like, this evolution of the Muldoon character from the original film. I really like him as this big game hunter that's obsessed with hunting down the T-Rex. I really like his character. He just leaves the movie. He doesn't get killed or eaten or anything. He's just like, I'm done. I fulfilled my thing. That's it. My friend died. My best friend died, and now I'm sad. I was like, I like that. I want to follow that guy. He kind of should have been the lead of the movie, or should have been him and Jeff Goldblum, essentially. And also the whole scene in the waterfall, that's really cool. So again, it's like populated by individually, the raptor scene in the tall grass. Don't go to the tall grass! Like, that's cool. Again, cool isolated moments. Overall, not a really good story, half-assed story, characters you just really dislike, and just kind of a goofy third act that doesn't really work. And also, gymnastics defeat velociraptors. It's infamous for a reason. At number 3, I have Jurassic World. I'll tell you what, again, I was actually excited when this movie was announced, and even some of the trailers, because the concept interested me. It's like, okay. And the pitch was great. What if Jurassic Park worked and was around for years? I'm like, oh, that is kind of cool. All right, sure. And I got in that idea. And also the idea of, not only are you going to see the dinosaurs in the past that you all know and love, like T-Rexes and velociraptors and stegosauruses and triceratops, and they're like, the ones you know. We're going to put in mutated dinosaurs. Before they made that dumb throughout the rest of the series, and especially where it reached its height of stupidity in Jurassic World Rebirth, that was also cool, where it's like, we're going to make a hybrid of a T-Rex, a velociraptor, a snake, and a cuttlefish. What could go wrong? A lot could go wrong. And you get these fucking cool sequences where you essentially get a kaiju battle between the Indominus Rex and the T-Rex, and the Velociraptor T-Rex and the Velociraptor team up to take this thing down, and the fucking Mosasaurus comes in there with the steel chair. It's like, it's fun. It's fun. The problem is that the characters they don't do anything with them. They're just not interesting. Chris Pratt is just action man. It's kind of what he's been for the last decade now. I mean, outside of Star-Lord, which I think he's still really good in, everything else that he's done, I've just been very disappointed by. He just does this a lot. He's a raptor wrangler. There's that. Bryce Dallas Howard, she's just your corporate ice queen. Don't really do a lot with her. Vincent D'Onofrio is fat and evil. Know what happens to him. They make BD1 a sort of villain, kind of, but then they abandon it later on the franchise. Okay. And they got kids in there, and the kids are fine at best. They're not the worst kids in the series, I'll tell you what. But they're not great. It's, in retrospect, it's a fine, mediocre sequel, but it doesn't really leave like a lasting impression on you anymore. The idea of it was really interesting, but it's like, and also just the sequels that came afterward, it really poisons it, I think. So that's why it's number 3. And at number 2, what I consider to be kind of the best Jurassic Park sequel. Not saying it's a great movie, I don't think it is, but it's at least fun. And that's Jurassic Park 3, which might be an unpopular choice, but the reason why I like this movie, or at least I appreciate it the most out of all the sequels, is that Joe Johnston, who's the filmmaker, he's directing, not Steven Spielberg this time. Steven Spielberg's like, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore, Joe. And Joe's like, don't worry. I'm going to make a big, dumb Sci-Fi Channel original movie. It's going to be a B-movie monster film. That's what I'm going to give you. We're going to have some recognizable characters in the past. Got Dr. Alan Grant. He's come back. Sam Neill, right? And we're going to go to a different island where they were also making dinosaurs, which was supposed to be the first Jurassic Park, but they kind of fucked up a little bit. And we're just going to get action scene after action scene after action scene involving all these dinosaurs. I'm going to give you scenes with the T-Rex. I'm going to give you a scene of velociraptors, right? I'm going to give you the aviary scene from the book that was cut, right? I'm going to give you that scene. And I'm going to introduce the world, at least the movie-going world, to the Spinosaurus, who is really fucking cool. I really like the Spinosaurus lie. That thing's a menace in this movie. I like when he eats the fucking walkie-talkie and you hear it, that, no. I was like, oh shit, it's just chasing after them. Like, it's a fun moment. A lot of disposable people, a lot of meat in this movie. Like, you are here to be eaten by a dinosaur and you're going to die horribly. I like that. That was fun. Also, I should have mentioned this in my initial Rebirth review. As an aside, I hate the fact that there's not a single animatronic used in Rebirth. It's all CGI. Here, Joe Johnston was still using animatronics. It was a combination of CGI animatronics, and it looks pretty good to this day, especially with the Spinosaurus, especially the scene where it was in the you had the plane. Very well done. Very well done. It's stupid though. It's a stupid movie where you have characters making stupid decisions. Especially Pollux Troy from Face Off, who steals dinosaur eggs, he steals raptor eggs, which constantly endangers the entire group. And then he feels bad about it because people call him out, as he should be, and he's like, makes a sacrifice, but he somehow survives, which is weird, which keeps happening in this fucking franchise. It keeps happening, even in Rebirth. I'm sorry, I'm going off on Rebirth again, but there's certain things I'm just remembering from the movie where you have a character that is literally like, they're fucking dead. Like, the fucking Derposaurus is right there, and they somehow live. I'm like, how? It doesn't make any sense. You got some scenes like that in there. And you have what is one of the most inexplicable, infamous scenes in the franchise where you have a dream sequence where Alan Grant's on a plane and everyone's gone except he turns because he hears his name, and he turns and it's a velociraptor that says, Alan. Iconic. I love it. It's ruined the name Alan for me because every time I hear the name Alan, I think, Alan. That's it. It's fun. It's dumb. It's fun. And most importantly, and I don't like that they also made it where Ellie, Laura Dern's character, and Sam Neill's Alan, like, they broke up and now she's married. And I was like, what the fuck is this about? Like, that bothered me. I don't like that. I was like, no. I didn't like that they just made her a stay-at-home mom. Like, give me a fucking break. She's a paleobotanist, man. She fucking put in the work in the original film. Don't make her a goddamn stay-at-home mom. Fuck that. I'm not saying motherhood's done a hard job. It absolutely is. It's important. But it's like, come on. Come on. But yeah. It's the best. It's easily the best sequel in the entire franchise, in my opinion. It's fact, chat. But at number one, it comes as no surprise to anybody, is Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's in my top 10. This is a film that I can put on any day of the week, sit back, relax, enjoy myself. This is the kind of movie that makes you passionate about movies or filmmaking or writing or science fiction or horror or action adventure. It's a genre-bending masterpiece, in my opinion. This is Steven Spielberg at the height of his career, of his powers as a filmmaker. Of course, you have the original material written by Michael Crichton, which is a fantastic book, much darker, more of a horror book, but still very good. And he just, along with all the amazing people that collaborated working on this movie, he does some fantastic sequences with these dinosaurs, groundbreaking special effects, both CGI, which still holds up to this day, and animatronics, which have aged beautifully. But you also just get a really cool story of, like, what if we cloned dinosaurs? What if we brought them back? What if we made them a theme park attraction? What could go wrong? Like, that's such an interesting, thrilling concept. And you populate it with a great cast, with well-developed characters. That's the thing that Jurassic Park, and that no sequel's been able to accomplish since then, is that they made sure that the characters themselves are interesting. So when a dinosaur isn't even on screen, you're still invested. You're still invested in these people, in the conversations, in the movie itself. And for whatever reason, they've never been able to figure that out afterwards, which I feel like that's something that you should do. That should be the first thing you do. Like, we know we can make fucking dinosaur scenes. Let's make sure these characters are interesting for us. And none of the sequels have ever done that. Even with the legacy characters, and certainly with new characters. But you of course, Sam Neill is Dr. Alan Grant, Laura Dern is Dr. Sattler, Jeff Goldblum is Dr. Ian Malcolm, cast theory. Like, all that is so great. There's so much additional cast. Richard Attenborough as John Hammond, spared no expense. Wayne Knight is Dennis Nedry. That's not the magic word. I mean, great human villain. So many great sequences. Kids that are annoying, that are competent, that add to the thrills and the stakes, but you're invested in them. I love a competent kid in a film. Like, one of my biggest pet peeves in movies is you're gonna put a kid in there that is either a fucking brat or stupid to create faux tension or faux conflict. Here, these kids are great, and they still act like kids at the same time. Like, there's like a scene in the movie which I appreciate where after the T-Rex attacks and everything, which is still thrilling to this day, and Tim's in the car and like Alan's going for him like in the tree. And he's like, I threw up. Like, it's such a little kid thing to say. Like, I threw up. Like, he's embarrassed. And Dr. Alan Grant's like, I don't fucking care. Right? And the other thing about this movie that I love is these characters have arcs. All these characters have arcs, whether it be Dr. Alan Grant or John Hammond. Where Alan Grant, who is like, I just don't like children. I just don't care about it. Like, no, but he's like he has to become a father figure to these children, or they're all going to fucking die. And right, and he does that, and he ends up like, no, I do love these kids. I do enjoy these. John Hammond, like, it's like, you know what? I made a horrible mistake. I should have done this. I do not endorse this park. You know, I'm just like, nope, this is bad. Iconic lines, clever girl with Muldoon, which is so great. Hold on to your butt. Samuel L. Jackson's character of Ray Arnold. I mean, there's every other moment is something special in this film, and even between those moments, there's still something good. It's adding to the narrative. It's adding to the spectacle. It's adding to the characters. Again, it's must go faster. It's a masterpiece. It really is. That's why it's in my top 10 favorite films of all time. That's why I think it's one of Steven Spielberg's best movies, which is saying something because man's made some pretty good movies, and that's why it is easily the best Jurassic Park movie of all time. And it's the definitive number one in the definitive ranked list for Jurassic Park. What about you guys? What's your definitive ranking for the Jurassic Park franchise? Is Jurassic Park number one? What? I'm sure they exist. I know they exist. Like, some people some person has another Jurassic Park movie that's number one that's not Jurassic Park, which is insane to me. But I know that they're out there. How would you rank them? What is the worst one? I think Dominion's still the worst one. Easily the worst one, but that's just me. What about you guys?
5 minutes later.
Oh, Alan. Yeah, three's more like that. Three's like the closest to just being kind of a horror film. Yeah, it has like a terrifying sequences. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Raymac, welcome to stream. I'm actually going to do a Q&A in a bit. If you want to ask it, we can do that. Must go faster. Jurassic Park 1's 10 out of 10. The rest of them, that one's a big old pile of shit. I mean, yeah. It's like, again, 3 is the most fun, but I'm not going to say, like, it's a masterpiece. It's dumb. Chose I like Jurassic Park 3 when the dino eats the phone. You can hear it. That's very fun. But looking back, I feel like the acid and the liquid in his stomach would have broken. Oh, 100%. Like, the science of Jurassic Park is silly. Like, that's true. Like, these scientists, these geneticists are like, yeah, we filled in the gaps of the dinosaur DNA with frog DNA. Like, I'm sure nothing bad's going to happen. And they're all fucking reproducing it across the island. Bishop, the T-Rex reveal, the raptor hunt, the music swelling at the reveal dinosaurs, so iconic. The best and only Jurassic Park movie I will revisit. Yeah, 100%. Jurassic Park might be my favorite movie of all time. It's up there. It's like, it's in my top 10. Like, my favorite, my personal, I've said this before, is probably Alien, but Jurassic Park, it's just such a wonderful film. Where I can easily see it being someone's number one because, at one point it probably was my number one movie for a long time. But yeah, I love the film. It's so good. So good. What's your best non-Jurassic Park dinosaur? That's a good question, because that goes right into our Q&A. So that's an excellent question, Bat Boy. Maybe the phone got stuck in his throat of the human body. Yeah, maybe it's like it's lodged in there. It's like, help me, I'm choking. Deadpool, I know I mentioned it before, but I watched it so many times when I was a kid. Both my parents used to watch it. It's so, because they've seen like, enough. No, I was one of those kids. I owned this movie on VHS. I replayed it a lot. Many nights after school, no question. Eating my pasta or whatever I was eating, and watching Jurassic Park. Hell yeah, drinking my juice from my sippy cup. Good times, or whatever the hell I was drinking out of.